President, are we in a quorum call?
No.
Mr. President, I've long been, like many of us, an advocate for protecting the victims of child sexual abuse. And I've long believed that anybody who commits such a heinous crime must be held accountable. As technology has evolved over the last several decades, so have the methods being used by those who would exploit our children. Starting in 2023, child safety researchers noticed a rise in the use of visual generative machine learning models to create highly realistic child sexual abuse material, otherwise known as CSAM, as well as other obscene visual depictions of minors. While there are many good and practical uses to artificial intelligence, this is not one of them. Anyone who uses this kind of technology to harm children deserves to receive the most severe penalties our laws provide for. But our criminal code has not kept up with the advanced methods used by some of these offenders. Under current law, those who use AI to create explicit images of minors do not receive the same penalties as similarly situated offenders who create other forms of child pornography. My legislation, called the Enforce Act, addresses this discrepancy by amending two provisions of the U.S. Code that deal with child obscenity. Our legislation clarifies the confusing and duplicative definition of modified or computer-generated child sexual abuse material and makes persons who create or distribute it, Gen AI CSAM, subject to the same penalties as those who create or distribute other forms of child pornography. I shudder to think that our society will be judged based on how we prioritize the protection of our most vulnerable. And it's hard to think of anyone more vulnerable than a child victim of sexual assault. Our bipartisan legislation ensures that anyone who participates in the sexual exploitation of children is held accountable, and I hope it will advance out of the chamber today. Mr. President, in that regard, notwithstanding Rule 22, I ask unanimous consent that the Committee on the Judiciary be discharged from further consideration of S. 3021 and that the Senate proceed to its immediate consideration.
Clerk will report.
S. 3021, a bill to amend Title 18 United States Code to enhance enforcement with respect to material depicting obscene child sexual abuse or constituting child pornography and for other purposes.